Hello and welcome to the Luxury Lounge. That's right, every Thursday we head to the lounge and we air our grievances with the world. And there's no grievance that's too large or too small or too frivolous. It's your grievance. That means it is correct. There's no one that can look at you in the lounge and go, bop, 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 bop. There's bigger issues. Nope. There's no bigger issue here in the lounge. It's your issue is the only issue. And if you want your issue read and heard in the lounge, send it in, jtrainpodcast@gmail.com. That's jtrainpodcast@gmail.com. Title it Luxury Lounge. Let us know what you're talking about. Give us like Luxury Lounge dash baratada. Like whatever you're talking about. Give us a subject title. But we want to know if it's Luxury Lounge because Shelby here on the ones and twos, our man behind the curtain, he's reading every email. And I want to remind you, there's a Patreon subscription version of this show. You can sign up, patreon.com/Jared Freid, okay? It's $5 a month. You get 2 extra podcasts a week. Coffee with JTrain on Mondays. This Monday, I talked about my weekend in Raleigh. I talked about, I'm in a little bit of a internet kerfuffle, so I talked about that. And then I talked about trying to order healthy on the road. So these are, Coffee with JTrain is just kind of like my story time. The Luxury Lounge then is on Friday, the Patreon Luxury Lounge. Every complaint is guaranteed to be read. So if you want to be a part of the Patreon version, patreon.com/Jared Freid. I'm also on the road, people. Right now, if you follow me on Instagram, also the TED Talk is out. Let me remind you, the TED Talk is out. I gave a TED Talk.
For real?
Yeah, real TED Talk. And it is out. I want you to go watch it. I want you to enjoy it. I want you to like it on YouTube. It's in the link in my bio. If you're following me on Instagram @Jared Freid, you'll notice I'm in the French Riviera. That's right. Cooling down in the waters of the Med. Is it the Mediterranean? I don't even know. So listen. I'm coming to you from afar. We're taping these ahead of time. But I'm coming back to the States. I'm coming back stateside. We have the New York City Live You Up podcast. That is on August 10th. Get your tickies. Dayton, Ohio. Brooklyn, New York. I'm doing the Chosen Comedy Festival. A bunch of Jews complaining out on Coney Island. That's fun. Washington, D.C. Get those tickets. Royal Oak, Michigan. Albany, New York. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Timonium, Maryland, Richmond, Virginia. I got more dates coming. JaredFreid.com, JaredFreid.com, JaredFreid.com. Very excited. Today's guest, an OKP to the podcast, he is an OKP, original key player, to the JCU, the JTrain Cinematic Universe. I want to introduce my good friend, hilarious comedian Greg Stone. Thank you for coming on. You applaud for yourself. Oh, yeah. Give it up.
Round of applause.
Round of applause.
For me. Yeah. Yep.
Welcome back.
Thanks for having me, G.
It's great to see you.
Great to see you, bud.
Oh my God.
We're
a mess here. You walked in, things were falling over, and now I'm losing coasters.
I don't know if it comes across. It's probably why everyone loves you. You are one of the most straight-laced, pretend straight-laced human beings I've ever met. You are a wild maniac, like a goofy human being, stuck in this very
in a narrow hallway.
No one noticed how ridiculous that shirt is you're wearing.
It is crazy. I put this shirt on. I've gotten compliments, real compliments, and it is kind of. I looked at the shirt and I was like, I'm not gonna wear this, and then I put it on. I was like,
it looks great.
Thank you.
I put that on. Something else.
No one takes you seriously. In that shirt. No.
It's too.
I mean,
goofy.
You're wearing a Comedy Cellar Christmas themed shirt today, and I thought it was ridiculous, and it's not even as ridiculous as this.
Can I be sad?
Yeah, please.
It's the only thing I have left that fits. I got 3. I have 3. I've been a large my whole life.
Large.
Then I moved into XL, and I was there.
I'm an XL.
No.
You're okay.
I was XL for a while.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, we gotta get back to large.
Brought it back.
XL right now is I'm too
snug.
Too snug.
I moved. That's the thing. It's when the goalposts keep moving, you don't realize it. You get into XL, you go, "Oh, this feels good." I've been there. I know exactly what you're talking about. You go large. Okay, and I had to have a moment. You know what I used to do? I'll join you in the sad duet. I used to go into Lululemon all the time and then just try stuff on. Yeah. And like I would always look at that large
tight pants. Lululemon's just for tight pants.
It's
women.
Tight. It's a little bit it's active yoga pants, but they have men's stuff. Okay. And the length on the XL was down to my knees. Like the XL and Lululemon, it ain't gonna happen for me.
Okay.
large in a Lululemon, the length would be good, but it was tight. And I had to like have a moment where I literally was at the Lululemon going, Jared, you're not a large here.
Dude.
And then you make the mental adjustment and you go, I'm in XL territory, which I'm in. And I go, I feel good. And then you start feeling too good and comfy in XL territory. Now
the body says, let's stretch it out a little bit more.
Then you go, I guess it's just just this brand of shirt. I'm a double XL. Just this brand. And then you find out now it's all the brands. I get it. I've been there.
You get a bigger apartment, you get more shit to fit in the apartment. And that's what I got, a bigger shirt.
Yeah.
I have a few more grilled cheese.
Fill it out.
I'm filling it out.
Yeah, put in some extra clothing. Get in some, put in some boxes. You got the room for it.
There's always like a few weeks or like, I'd probably say a solid month.
Yeah.
Where my brain doesn't catch up with my body. It's like,
I know what you mean.
You're no longer a large. And everyone knows you're not a large except you.
Well, they say it takes your brain 10 minutes to realize you're full. So it's like, when you start eating, if you're eating fast, you're filling your stomach with more than your brain can process to know you're full. I think it's the same with a t-shirt.
It takes a month to know.
It takes a month to know that you don't fit in the t-shirt.
It doesn't take a month. It takes the cold wind to just go under just when I feel the breeze
blouse
under my shirt, blouse me, and I go, oh my God, oh my God.
No. I listen, I have this happen all the time. It is tough. And here's when I know I'm not on the straight and narrow physically. When I start re-wearing items, when I'm living in fear of the wash, that's a moment where I go, I know.
That's where I'm at today.
Yeah, dude. It's okay. I think you look great.
But you know that literal phrase from you, people don't know, means so, because when I first met Jared, he'd walk through, hey, you doing, Jared? He'd go, you look great. And then you realize, he always just says that to you to make you feel good. Yeah. And that's how he gets you.
I'm bringing you up.
I don't take a you look great from you anymore.
Well, you look fantastic.
All right, I'll take
it. Yeah. So, Greg, everyone needs to immediately go follow Greg Stone. He's one of the funniest people alive. I'm not even making that up. He looks fantastic. He's the funniest person alive. He's got Friday Night Greg. Does it go out on Fridays? It would only make sense that it wouldn't go out on Friday.
Friday Night Energy on a Wednesday morning. So if you're looking for a Friday, Wednesdays suck.
So we're bringing Friday to you. It's very confusing. Yes. It's called Friday Night Greg.
Yeah.
And it comes out Wednesday morning.
Actually, because you can't. Friday night is a great energy.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Let's get the weekend
we have it on
going.
Wednesday?
That's fair. I actually
getting a Friday. That's
you've turned
a Jared
me.
thing.
You've turned me.
Yeah.
I like that idea that you got Friday night energy. You're gonna go because I watched a video the other day. What you were talking, it was the most insane video. But I was like, this is a perfectly Friday night. We're vamping. It was you. I can't even repeat it here. It was you talking about little kids and the age restriction.
Yes,
it took so many directions. I'm watching that, going, Greg, don't put this out. Oh, okay, you have moments. It was luxury lounge-ish because you can tell Greg shuts the door and he's going to let it air out. His brain's going to work, and you're going to be ready for the roller coaster. And there's no judgment. The door is shut, just like the luxury lounge. We're going to get to the complaints today. So I appreciate it. But I was watching this video.
Did you finish the video though?
Oh, of course. If you didn't finish the video, you think of Greg Stone in a very different way than,
This is what I hate in comedy, is when you have a thing you're going to say, and then people jump before you can finish it. I'm like, if they would have let me say that joke in one sentence, they would have known. So what I was trying to say was...
Well, that's our job as comedians and this is the hardest part of comedy, is going, at the end, you're going to be there with me.
Right.
Here's my point. You're going... You make a statement, then you go, just listen. Stay with me for a second.
Right.
And then hopefully when they stay with you till the end,
Let me just say this so they understand what I was trying to do literally on the podcast. We say, what laws could you get rid of? And I was just saying, well, the age of consent, but if you stop me there, which they did on the podcast.
Yes, they did.
Don't stop me there. What I was trying to say was we push the age of consent up.
Yes.
So that everyone over 60 can now start getting laid, right? So
it made sense as you were saying it, and then if you think about it for 2 seconds, Sam Evans brought up immediately brought up the point that means we all can't have sex. Only 60-year-olds can have sex.
Yeah, which I didn't think of.
Yeah, sure, but we write to edit. We get an idea down, and then we work on it from there. Your goal is, I want old people having sex too. That's your goal.
Steve Jobs. I go, this is what I want. You guys figure it out.
Yeah.
You fix it.
You're the Steve Jobs of fucking.
You goddamn right.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
I've always said that about you.
But because they stopped me there and just brought in, a horrible idea of lowering. Well, that's not what I was trying to go.
That is another thing where people take the thing your very well-intentioned idea and then they add grossness to it. This happens a lot with the dating advice that I give that we talk about here on the show a lot. Where I'll go, hey, the guy should pay for the first, or I'll be like, I, as a guy, I want to pay for the first date. And then you'll have one guy stand up and be like, he's right. And men should make more than women. You're like, sit the fuck down, dude. Like, you've added a whole dimension to this that, sometimes you feel yourself siding with the enemy.
Right.
And they bring you down, like they're in the scrum of people cheering for you that you don't want.
Right. Now you've put me on, now I'm with QAnon because I asked a question. And I'm like, I don't like them, but can we not polar? I want to stop what I'm talking about here. I do have something I want to bring up to you. Please. That's okay. Because this is something that gets me furious. Because I don't know how we feel. But
hold on. Is this your complaint?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I guess it's kind of a complaint, but it's not the complaint I brought to the game.
No. So then go ahead.
Yeah, it's just a free. We're free.
Everyone go follow at Greg Stone on Instagram.
Greg F. Stone.
Greg F. Stone. It changes daily. It'll be all over my social media. Go follow Greg, Friday Night Greg, and get subscribed to his podcast. It's a fantastic show. So much fun. Hasn't had me on yet, even though he's been on here 1,000 times. But that's okay.
I don't follow you. That's not possible.
When am I coming on Friday Night Greg?
I asked you over 700 times.
700.
You guys don't know this. He's Mr. Fun on the podcast, but off. He's a
business
mean bastard. He's a bastard. I said, come on a podcast. He said, how many followers do I get for doing this now?
Yeah, that's...
No, I'm just kidding. Come through. You want to do it this week?
I'm going away. I'm going to Nice.
See?
Will you come to France?
I'll come to France.
Okay. Parlez-vous français?
Can you float me on the
I got
ticket
you.
and
I got you. Guys, go follow Greg. He's a dad now. Okay? He needs you. He needs you to follow him. Okay, so what are you going to say?
So it should be known. I'm out of the dating game. All of this is, I'm married.
You're not dating anymore?
I'm cheating, but I don't talk about it. So I have a friend who's, we're at a weird age now where I'm 41. And I have friends in comedy who are 29, 30 because they're all mixing together. And so there's a lot of shit people go if someone 40 dating someone who's, let's say, 22, right?
Okay.
Everyone goes, that's creepy. And I go, I understand it being creepy, but I also, that conflicts with I want everyone to be able to love everyone.
Sure.
So I don't understand. So why is there an age of consent? I don't know why this is all about age of consent. Why is there an age of consent?
You said you wanted to stop talking about the subject, and you brought, okay.
No, I don't actually.
Yeah, sure.
I naturally don't find a lot of young women cute because they look so young. There's something about them that makes me look babies. Looks like a baby to me.
The 22-year-old you're talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't want to fault someone who is in love with a younger person.
Here's the thing.
Like that.
It's like, to go to another subject that kind of sucks, cancel culture. People are like, oh, that's going to get you canceled. Someone not liking you isn't getting canceled. So someone, if you're 42 dating a 23-year-old, in any sense, you have to expect eyeballs.
Right.
You're gonna get weird looks. You're gonna get, are you her dad? You're gonna get these things.
Sure.
That does not mean you've been canceled. That does not mean judgment. You with everything. Life is gravity. You have to expect a reaction to your action.
Right.
So it's like if you're in comedy at 42 and you're dating someone who's 23 and you're like, well, we're both comedians. You go, okay, well, you can't explain that to everyone you walk down the street to. You can't explain that to the bodega guy. So it's allowed, but you're also going to be judged because let me put one thing to bed. We're all judging. Stop saying nobody's judging.
Judging you for everything.
We're judging for everything. Not one thing. You walk into the coffee shop, the barista's judging you. You walk up to the barista, you're judging the barista. You walk into anyone's apartment, you look at their apartment, you go, look, this is how they fucking live. That's a human being. So enough of this no judgment crap. So I agree with you. 42-year-old, yeah. You want to date a 23-year-old? Go for it. Have fun.
Do you find it creepy?
I actually think less of both parties.
Really?
If this is my judgment.
Yeah,
and again, this is my
it.
opinion. I would think the 42-year-old doesn't want to move on with their life, and how could they have anything in common with the 23-year-old? And they must be low on the conversation scale. And not to say that a 23-year-old can't surprise me, but I'm just saying from a distance. And then I think the 23-year-old wants stability. Is afraid of growing up, or is afraid of growing up on their own, is afraid of being alone. I have judgments on both ends. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know if I follow the judgment for the 23-year-old dating someone older, not wanting to grow up. Because why would that? I feel like that's the opposite.
Well, they don't want to grow up on their own. I think they're looking.
She still wants
for
another dad.
He or she.
Sure.
They, them.
Yeah, sure,
okay,
they.
Come on, this is a progressive podcast.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm saying whoever that might be, I think they're opting out of instability.
Sure.
And that is a fear. So I would think that they can't handle the growing up of life. I got to figure out how to open bills, and I got to figure out how to,
let me ask you this.
Sure.
What's judged more, someone who dates someone who's older or someone who just straight up dates someone who's rich? Because that's also fear. It's like, well, I don't want to have money. I mean, that's also fear.
I think
someone who's strong. I don't want to get beat up. I don't want to get killed. I'm
I would judge
fighter.
the young person dating an older person who's poor.
Right.
I would judge them worse than the person.
Wait. Again, the older person.
So, young woman in this scenario, you dating older man poor.
The old man is poor. That's crazy.
Gross.
What are
That's
you even
crazy.
doing?
That's insane. Young woman dating older man rich. I go, I get it.
Yeah, sure.
I get it. Listen, I want to be on a yacht too. I don't like to fly. I don't like flying commercial. Fuck this shit. I'm opting out. I would opt out now if a 60-year-old woman was like, Jared, it's all taken care of. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. Yes. And I would look at her. I would see her in a different light. I would think of her hotter. I would think, it would be a different look.
I mean, someone doing that to me, like, if she's a complete horrible person, inexcusable.
Well, that's what comes into the context of it. Yeah.
If you're just a great, hey, look, she's really fun. She's cool. She's pretty attractive. She takes care of me. Yeah, that adds to it. That's nice.
She's got her own life.
She's got her own life. Not worried about. I used to say this.
She's got her pills in the pill bucket on the days of the week. Yeah, go ahead.
I used to always pick when I was dating. I used to always say, I want a girl that I can go to a party. I could leave her alone and she's fine.
That's something guys say a lot, and that I always think. I know you mean it in the best of ways.
Yeah.
I always think like, who's this human being that you're dating that's like, wah, in the corner of a party?
My wife. If I go to a party, she's going in another room, and she's going, I'm not talking to anybody, leave me alone. And I kind of actually, I don't know why I'm saying it, because the reality is my wife is shy. She doesn't like to, I used to say I want a party girl. The reality is, no, I think I don't like that anymore. My wife is shy. She doesn't like to be around people, and that's kind of the best.
Right.
Actually.
Well, then that makes it so you don't have to go to a lot of parties, or you can go on your own.
Yeah, I can go
Let's
on my
get
own.
to our complaints.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
JTrainPodcast@gmail.com.
Hey, this is so... How you have such good segments, because I just want to talk to you.
Well, we're gonna keep it talking. This keeps the conversation fresh for the listeners. But we're sponsored, people. JTrain is sponsored by electric e-bikes. Ooh, summer's the best time for bike riding. I have electric e-bike. I'm looking at it right here. I drive it all around this city. It is the wind in my hair, just cruising, and it's really saved me money. It's made me more active. I can't really see any negatives to the electric e-bike.
It looks great.
It's fun for short trips, but it can be uncomfortable and inconvenient to go far on a bike. E-bikes solve these problems, but until now they were too expensive. Now there's an e-bike for everyone. Electric e-bikes start at just $7.99. Electric e-bikes are affordable, customizable, and ship-free, fully assembled. Literally, I took it out of the box. It was ready to go. Took it out, started riding it around. Nice. Plus, they quickly fold in half. No bike rack or truck required. I love my electric e-bike. It has quite honestly changed how I live my life, which in all positive ways. You jump on it. You're at the place you wanted to be in 2 seconds. I ride it to the cellar. I ride it back.
Jared, how does it charge?
It's right into the wall. Done. One charge.
You get a lot of time on there?
Yeah, dude.
I have honest questions, because that thing looks. I was eyeballing. It's fun. When I walked in. That thing looks awesome.
One charge, you're good to go. I just charge it at night. I just take out the battery. You can go, I think it goes 28 miles per hour, cover up to 45 miles, up to 28 miles per hour on just 6-hour charge.
Wow, I can get from my house to your house.
Yeah, and wind in your hair. A little bit of exercise,
right?
On a nice day, a little bit, not too much, not too much.
For people yeah. That's the extra large.
We're gonna keep you. We're gonna get you the XL. We're getting you out of the double XL. Can't promise you the L.
No L.
I can get you the XL with this. It's way more eco-friendly than a car. Explore the great outdoors in the city while keeping the air clean. Different bike models and accessories provide optimal comfort, storage, and safety. It's all there. Where will your e-bike adventures take you? Go to electricebikes.com. Get $100 off any e-bike purchase. Wow. That's $100, people.
I might get one.
And all you have to do, there's no promo code, there's no special URL. It's electricebikes.com. LECTRIC ebikes.com. Okay, let's get to my complaint. You ready?
Get excited.
Okay, Shelby, hit the music. Jared, he has some problems.
You're crazy.
Jared, he's got some issues. Oh, you haven't heard the music yet.
I love it. No.
Oh man, we gotta.
Yo, you know Night Cream will make you some music.
That's what I'm hoping. I want you to remix this.
Oh, absolutely.
Night Cream knows how to sing. There is a video on Greg's profile. I know I'm talking over the music.
Good.
You did Night Cream. It's a show you do
once a month at the Cellar.
Once a month,
and
at the
we
Cellar.
do. We also put out videos.
And it's a singing improv show.
Yeah, I mean, it's think of like a lounge singer. Like, he's got whiskey. Who's this girl? I love this girl.
Yeah.
But instead of like old timey music, it's beats and auto tune.
So Greg does this show. That's why you should gotta follow at Greg F Stone on Instagram. And it's called Night Cream. And if you ever get the chance to go, you gotta go. The video you put up made me laugh so fucking hard. It's Greg singing, and it's a guy in a mask. Okay, and you just it starts with this guy in the mask,
front row,
and he seems like kind of like held back, right? He seems reserved,
very.
And Greg, by the end of the video, is singing with him and hugging, and he takes the mask and rips it off. Like, it was like, he was like, before the night, he's like, I'm a little bit afraid of COVID.
Free.
And then at the end of the night, he's like, fuck it, I can die now. Yeah. It's an amazing video.
We brought him on stage to dance. Come because he was starting, so I'm walking through the crowd. He just starts dancing, follows me on stage.
Okay.
And I'm like, now Night Cream, the rule for Night Cream is anything that's good for stand-up.
Don't touch the performers.
Okay. Oh, no. It's the opposite.
Okay.
It is every rule for stand-up. We do the opposite here.
Got it.
You want to come dance on stage? Guess what? You're on the whole show. He danced for 45 minutes straight. Never left the stage. We're on doing other things. He's still on stage just going, it was wild.
It is.
It was his night.
What was that guy's name?
Bill. The crowd was screaming his name. Bill. It was
There's
wild.
a video. You just got to go to Greg's page. It's so fucking funny. Okay, so here's my complaint. I'm out at the field. I'm working out. So I work out across the West Side Highway. There's these fields, West Side Highway fields. I don't know what it's called. So I bring the weights out there. I get my camera set up at Forzag. Forzag's training me. And I'm throwing weights around. Like, these are 20-pound weights. And I'm flipping and throwing and doing all the stuff and squats. And I have headphones in, so I can't really see around me. But you, on a field, on a turf field, you expect space to be given. There's space. It's not like we're on top of each other. It's not like I'm in an apartment building. Like, this is space. All of a sudden, this baby, first steps, like wobbly, comes running up to the side of me. And I jump back, and the mom, and it's chasing a ball. So the ball, behind every ball is a running child.
Yeah.
So the ball comes out, and he's chasing the ball, and the mom is just taping with her iPhone. And it's like, we have a whole field here.
Right.
We, and especially because the baby's chasing the ball, you can just kick the ball in any direction. The baby will chase it.
Yeah.
It is pretty easy to keep your baby away from people who are working out and don't want to hurt a baby.
Right.
And then I look over and I get done with my set and I look over and the dad's like, oh, sorry. And it's like, and then they just continue to hang out near me. And it's like, kick the ball.
Right.
10 yards away, the baby will chase it.
You should have kicked that ball.
I should have kicked it.
Nailed it right over the highway.
Get the fuck out of here. And
go get that.
Go get. Well, it's like, it was this weirdness of being polite to the baby that I didn't like. And it was like this mom who's taping, and it's like, put down the phone for 2 fucking seconds. You have a whole field. There's room here. We don't have to be sitting on top of each other. Everything in New York City is on top of each other. We don't have to do it here.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's infuriating.
Right.
Yeah.
And the baby, is a toddler walking. It's not like a...
Were you in a special space? Were they trying to be like, oh, man, go over there, then we'll take our space back.
No.
We'll take our spot.
I have a spot, there's a light pole that I can prop my phone against to prop it up. So I like this spot, but I am not using more than 5 feet of space.
Right.
The idea that, and it's a field, it's a huge field. The idea that you have to be anywhere close to me is insane.
There's a thing that parents do that I'm a new parent.
Yes.
And I'm noticing that sometimes parents will do a thing where they go, hey, I'm a new parent, so guess what? We are all new parents.
No.
And it's like, no, man.
No.
They don't know what they're doing. They don't know how crazy kids can be.
No.
My kid just crawls and goes, my complaint's actually, it's a little, all right, we'll talk about it when we get to it. But they just put it on everyone, and I'm like, no, stop it, man. Like, I'm not watching your kid.
It doesn't take a village. It takes you and your significant other to take care of your kid, and the village will thumbs up you from 10 feet away.
I'll say this: it takes a village, but ask the village.
No,
be like, "Hey, village, can I get a hand here?
Absolutely.
I'm dying."
Hey, village, can you move over? This kid is running around. Hey, I'll kick the ball away from my village.
That's the thing. I want to ask you this: this is how I would judge it, because now that I'm a new parent, I can see it. If that happened to me, and I looked at the mom, and she's going, "Woo," I'd be like, "Fuck you." But if she's just like, I'm sorry.
I want overwhelmed parent looking at me. Yes,
Yeah.
it's like on a plane. If the baby's crying, I want the parent to look like they haven't showered in 6 weeks. Fake it.
Yeah.
You have to look like this is the worst day of your life,
right?
Because you're making everyone else's day bad. So I want you to look like this baby's too much for you.
Yes.
And then I go, God bless them. But if they're sitting there with a crying baby being like, oh, you don't, this bothers you, motherfucker? I'd be like, well, fuck you and fuck the kid. Let's go to Greg's complaint. Hit the music. It's the guest's turn to complain. They're ready to jump in.
You are ready. Easy birthday. I love it.
Yeah.
So you might
They've got
not be on
lots
my team.
of problems too. It ain't all in the lounge. Jared, my responsibility is to find where I'm on your team.
Yeah. Well,
so
that's good.
What's that? We didn't finish. We gotta finish the song. It's the guest's turn to complain.
I love it.
They're ready to jump in. We were almost too ready to jump in.
You got to come do the night creep show.
I would love to. I'm a big singer. I used to sing in high school.
I can hear it.
All about Jared. Let's hear their complaint of the day. Let's hear their complaint of the day. It's still going. They're invited on the show. Also, I want to let everyone know, Greg, I had my phone plugged in. Greg unplugged my phone for his headphones. This is not a top tier charge.
It's a power play.
Okay. It really was. It took over the whole space. And if you're on YouTube, you can watch this great show on YouTube, youtube.com/Jared Freid. Okay, go ahead.
Unplug your phone for headphones. It's a shitty
I mean,
move.
in the lineup of in the hierarchy of what gets a charge, it goes phone.
Yeah.
I would go where I guess headphone.
CPAP.
Yeah, you gotta get that CPAP machine ready, especially if you go in the double XLs.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all too real. All right. So So here's where you'll be on board. My wife's friends, and I hope they're not listening to this. They were all like, "Hey, we're going to the Hamptons. We're bringing our kids."
The Hamptons.
Yeah. Renting a place in the Hamptons. We're bringing our kids. It's gonna be great. I was kind of like, I don't know, man. We got this kid. It's hard. Like,
I mean, in my mind, I hear the friends being like, "Let's go to the Hamptons." All I hear is cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Sure.
Like it is the bank vault opening. Was it appropriate? Was it?
It was actually not bad.
Okay.
I also think the guy whose house we stayed in is illegally running this thing. He was such a cool guy, and he was like, he had his place was filled with food and drinks. He's like, drink what you want, do what you want. Replace it if it goes crazy. But if it's just 2 bottles of vodka, I don't care. It was like, I can drink up to 2 bottles of vodka.
No. The no rules guy. No, that means you're staying in someone else's home.
This is someone's home.
Yeah. That is like the kid who's like, hey, come over, I'm having a party, but make sure you fill back up the absolute vodka with a little bit of water. Don't want my parents getting upset. What?
Yeah.
Are we drinking or are we not? Yeah.
It was, and the place was awesome. They're like, come on, we have kids, blah, blah, blah. And Teeter and I were a little, my wife and I were a little reserved about it because we know how much work our kid is. And let me tell you this, man.
Is your kid more work than the other kids that are being brought to this Hamptons house?
Yes, because they're older. I'm in the first year, and that to me is the hardest. I don't know. It seems I've heard it's the hardest.
Well, it's all you know.
Yeah. Because you don't know what you're doing. A, B, it's like they can't really, he's crawling and just.
But to me, here's the thing that saves you. Again, not to bring back the village analogy. If you're going to a Hamptons house with a bunch of parents and all of them have done year 1 before, they're kind of there as to give you a little bit of support. More, they're the village, not me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was why we went.
Oh, okay. You went thinking you'd have more support than
Just
you had.
a little bit.
Right. Someone to be like, can you hold the baby? They'd be like, yeah, no.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Give me 10 minutes to go
Let me
shower.
just sit. Yeah. Let me take a shower.
Yeah.
Let me just sit in the pool. Mm-hmm. Anything.
They didn't do anything.
Not a single second of support.
Wait, but I don't even understand. Like, you guys are sitting at the pool and they're just like, you do you, I do me?
I mean, well, I'll say this. There's a couple couples, and I love these people. I don't think they just realize that, like, because Tita's breast pumping, so it's like a constant thing. The baby wasn't sleeping, like, so we weren't sleeping. Literally, one of the parents goes, "Hey, Greg, could you do me a favor?" And this is like opening weekend. She's like, "Can you watch my kids?" Her kids are 4 and 7, and she's like, "Watch them for a second because the husband didn't sleep. He's going to sleep." And I go, "Yeah, of course." So I'm watching my baby and her kids. Literally, as she says that, I turn, their kid's drowning in the pool. I had to put my kid down, jump in the pool, pull him out. Swear to God. Grab him, pull him out. They're like, "Oh my God, thanks!" You know, I will say this: he had a life vest on. But he was going like the water. He was not having a good time.
No.
So I run and jump him, grab up, come back.
You're a hero.
Of course, classic. Right.
I mean, to me, you saving the kid on the hierarchy of heroes or villains.
Sure.
You losing the kid, him drowning, but then saving him. The dad's in fucking Sleep Town, USA. What the fuck is he doing?
He started drowning before I was on shift. She said, "Can you do this?" I went, "Yes." Looked over. He was in the pool
Already
drowning.
gone.
Literally 3 seconds into the job.
Oh, so this is going to be a tough babysitting job.
I ran in. Yeah, it all worked out great. But we didn't get any, like...
It worked out great. He's alive. Yeah.
And her kids were, like, crazy, so I don't think they got to break. And then the other... So I kind of get it, but I don't know. I was like, man, we've spent, like, $1,700 for like 5 days, or I don't know, not a lot of money. I mean, not a lot of whatever. For me, literally, to just look at a pool. We couldn't go to the beach. There was
well, why didn't you look at her and go, "Hey, can you watch my kid? I'm going to go in the pool. I'm going to take a nap."
So they're not my friends. And my wife isn't as... I think now we went, Tita was like, "I should have asked. You really should have asked." We were kind of hoping people would just kind of be like, "Oh, look, why don't you take a minute? Why don't we take a nap? We'll do this." And we didn't really do enough of that. They are good people. I think, who knows, at one point they went to the beach, but Tita wasn't ready, so they went to the beach without her. It was like horrible. It was like, come on. It was brutal. So we got home from the beach, and we were just so tired. Because it was just worse because we don't even have our things there.
It's also like going to the beach with a kid. Like, that's, bring the diapers, bring the, the this, the that, the this, the formula, the pumping, and then it's like, by the time you get there, it's like, okay, time to pack up. Okay, pack it all up. Like,
yeah. So it was horrible. The whole weekend. So we get home for the weekend and we're like, so we just went to Tita's parents' house and stayed at her parents' house for a week.
See,
and they just
the minute I have a kid, it's going to be me, my wife, the kid. We don't leave the house for 6 years. and you know what? We're going to be self-sufficient. Mm-hmm. We're going to cook. We'll clean. We'll do games. And we will just not leave there. And then when the kid is ready to be a little bit more self-sufficient, now we can go to the beach.
Yeah, I mean, the first year is kind of like that. And
right.
I mean, we're in our house.
That's something that, like, friends of mine have told me in the past where they're like, the first year... it's just an amorphous blob. You're kind of bored. You're just watching it. And if you're lucky enough where they sleep and they don't cry a lot, you're kind of good.
Yeah.
But if you get one of those crying ones...
And we fixed him. We slept train him. Now he sleeps at night.
Yeah.
But by the time... So, like, he'll go to bed at 7.
We fixed him.
By the time he goes to sleep at 7, you're already dead tired because you've been up since 6.
Hey.
And it's like, then you're just going to bed, like...
Now you're on baby time and you got to go out and do the shows.
And I got to go out and do the shows. And I'm like, I'm having a hard time writing new material because for me, when I go on stage... It's like if I'm feeling good, I'll go out. I'll step out of my.
You're out of the box.
Out of the box. I can get new material. But I'm so tired. I'm like, just run the set.
Yeah, let me just get out of here.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that this year is just going to be kind of like.
Listen, this is why you guys got to go follow Greg. Let's make his life a little easier, okay? Friday Night Greg, that's the podcast. At Greg F. Stone on Instagram. Let's do some compliance. You ready?
Oh, yeah.
JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. We're sponsored. Is your credit card doing enough for you? With the secured Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card, you can build credit with everyday purchases and one-time payments. Credit Builder lets members increase their credit history with no annual fees or interest. Having a good credit score can mean getting better car loan rates or just bragging rights to your friends. Continue your credit card journey with Chime. Sign up only takes 2 minutes and doesn't affect your credit score. Get started at chime.com/JTrain. That's chime.com/JTrain. The Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card is issued by Stride Bank N.A. pursuant to a license from Visa USA. crime. Chime checking account and $200 qualifying direct deposit required to apply for the secured Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card. Regular on-time payment history can have a positive impact on your credit score. Impact to score may vary, and some users' score may not improve. Chime, a new way to build credit. Ooh, I love that. Organize your finances with a new Chime Visa credit card. I love that. Okay, let's get to the complaints. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Luxury lounge. Wish list not good enough for poor dad. Jared, Shelby, and guest. I'm at the point in my life where I can generally buy anything I want.
Wow.
Within reason, without batting an eye. I try to buy myself the big ticket items and let my family members buy me the less expensive items for my birthday, Christmas, etc. I've put together a wish list of items that fall into this category and usually come in under $50 per item. Some examples of items on my list include Plant Mister, wad-free laundry tool, seems truly life-changing. I don't even know what that is.
What a Plant Mister?
Plant, spray the plant, yeah.
Like a $2 water bottle?
Yeah.
That's nice.
I mean, these are list items? This is an Amazon.
You want for your birthday?
Plug-in wax warmers, silicone baking mats. Okay. My dad, however, doesn't think my personal curated list of gifts is personal enough. He has gone rogue.
Immediately.
I would agree with him.
Yeah.
He has gone rogue every occasion since I put the list together and gets me some random ass piece of jewelry or another item I never will use. This really annoys me because of all my family members. He is by far the poorest, and this list was really made with him in mind. And the worst part is I feel like I can't buy anything off the wish list for myself because I've spent a lot of time putting the list together, and I don't want to run out of cheap gifts that I actually really want. Thanks, daughter of a broke-ass father who ignores gift advice. What do you think of this complaint?
First of all, that makes me so, the dad just wants, he sees you're doing well, but he wants to help. He wants to do a thing. He wants to feel needed. He wants to get you something good. You know what I mean?
And also, your dad might be poor, but he ain't stupid.
Right.
When you're like, oh, Dad, you can buy me something off the trash list.
Yeah.
Like, if I saw a Plant Mister,
yeah,
hey, these are things you can afford, I would feel a little bit condescended to.
Well, yeah, because you're not asking him for a gift. You're asking him to run you an errand.
Right.
That's shit you'd get at the CVS.
That's Amazon. This is not. And listen, you're in the lounge. You're in a safe space. You're here to complain.
Yeah.
I agree with you. It sucks when you put a list together and someone just was like, "Fuck that list," and you go off it because you're kind of counting on these items. My advice to this person: you can't count on a gift list item. No. That's the problem. I'm not going to live without Plant Mister just because it fixes another issue I have. You're solving a mouse issue with a cat issue, in my opinion. This is, and again, you're talking about birthdays and Christmas lists. We're in July, people. If someone was like, and here's my list, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. Right. No, lists are a week before.
Yeah, let me also throw this out there because I have a great answer for this.
Yes.
I'm very excited. Your dad wants to feel needed, and he wants to feel like he's doing something. You can't just say, oh, go pick me this up. I say you need to give him not a gift, but a problem you have. Something he can solve, something where he can feel needed and good, right?
Yeah.
Even if it's like something like, oh, this kind of ice cream is my favorite ice cream, but you can only get it this place.
Your list needs to have some heart to it.
Right. And something he can get that's not necessarily more money, but something where he can just do it. Like it's like, you have to go to this place.
And it has to be something you don't need.
Right.
Because that's the problem. He looked at your list and he was like, I'm not a fucking Amazon warehouse worker.
Yeah.
I'm her dad.
Yeah.
I want to. And listen, you came to the lounge for commiseration, but you're getting advice that they didn't ask for.
Sure, but that doesn't matter.
But we both heard that list and we were like, what the fuck is this?
Right.
And it made me feel bad for the dad, just like you said.
I did.
Right.
Yeah. Something that he can also give him something. Let him get you something that is from his heart.
Yes.
So
now
something that I can think of you.
The problem is he is looking at your list as just a list, and then he's looking at his gifts as gifts. So the jewelry you'll never wear. Let's take the things he's going to buy anyways and tweak them. Let's give him a list that, hey, an experience list. Hey, ice cream from this. It's almost like the massage coupon.
Or have him get you an experience. Be like, for my birthday, since you don't need anything, take me to this ice cream place.
Hey, let's go. Let's go to this
dinner.
ice cream place. Let's do this dinner. That'll be my birthday gift.
Right.
Let's do this. Let's do this experience. That'll be my Christmas gift.
Yeah.
That's a better way to put it than, hey, poor.
Right.
Go grab me some, lint rollers.
Yeah. Exactly. Man, I really think we nailed that one.
JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. A lot of gift complaints today here in the lounge.
That's fun.
Luxury Lounge. Rogue wedding gift givers.
Oh, I know these people.
Jared, love your work. I have tickets to a show later this summer, and I'm so excited to see you perform. Thank you. Mm-hmm. My complaint is about people who go way off the registry when buying a wedding gift. When I got married 5 years ago, I tried to pick a wide array of items at different price points so no one would feel like they had to pay an arm and a leg for a gift. Some people did go off the registry, but got us lovely, timeless gifts, which I would have never bought for myself, but absolutely love. And then there were folks who went off the registry in a different way. One guest got us a 5,000-piece puzzle. What kind of nerd are you inviting to this party?
Also, even 5,000 pieces is still what, $10?
My husband and I have never been puzzle people. I understand this person was trying to be
Puzzled
thoughtful.
why I got this gift. How you doing?
By giving us something fun and creative, but we have zero interest in spending an evening doing a puzzle. It's just not our things. I mean, these people are just showing you they don't know you.
Yeah.
Several years after our wedding, it is still sitting in our basement completely untouched. What's worse is that a year or so after our wedding, I saw that exact puzzle in a store and was surprised at how expensive it was. Well over $100.
That's crazy.
So now I feel bad that someone wasted that much money on something that we never wanted. We'll likely never use, but feel obligated to keep around because it was a gift. It feels like a lose-lose situation. Quite frankly, I would have preferred to have received nothing at all from this person. I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Thank you for providing a safe space for us to bitch about our champagne problems. Yours in luxury, Beth. What do you think?
So I was married, and we had a thing. We had a lot of
you
these.
are married.
I was. She's dead. No, I am married.
Craig has a kid alone. Okay, he just invented a figment of his imagination on this Hamptons trip you heard about. But go okay.
So people would go wildly off the thing, and here's the thing: especially when you live in New York, small apartment. It's like so people will pick like decorations and shit, and you're like,
Yep.
"Yeah, what am I going to do with this?" It's like you're choosing, but again, like that dad. They want to be part of your life. They want to give you something. So let me tell you this, though. The time it did, this never goes right. One out of 100 times, you're not nailing it. But I will tell you, my friend Grant Gordon, first of all, I get this package.
I know Grant.
Yeah. I get this package in the mail. It was a big box. I'm like, what? I open it up. It is this crazy-looking Yoda lamp. And I go, what the fuck? And I went, this is crazy. And it's a lamp. That means, like, I'm replacing a lamp.
Also, this is a wedding gift to you and your wife.
Right. So here's the thing, though. We put it, and he didn't put who it was from. So I just got this crazy lamp in the mail. I had no idea.
Of Yoda.
Okay. But here's the thing. A week later, I looked it up. Turns out this thing's like $400 or $500. It's crazy. Then I look at it and I go, man, I think I love this fucking lamp. Right? My wife, who's not a nerd, goes, I love this lamp. So
she loves it. That's the surprise of the century.
Yeah. My brother goes, dude, where'd you get that lamp? He goes, I've been trying to get this lamp for years. I got it. It's my favorite lamp. So it's just like this amazing lamp that first I went, what do you have your mind buying this for me? But for some reason, it's one of my favorite things in the house.
Brought the family together.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. That's what everyone's trying to do when they go off registry. They're trying to be the person that you go, I never would have thought of it. You know, they're trying to be special, and in the attempt to be special, most people fail.
Yes.
Most people are not special. Most people, honestly, they give that Yoda lamp to anyone else in this world, they're not happy or their wife is unhappy.
Right.
And you are, it is like Grant, your friend, a friend of mine too, put his hands over his eyes, threw an arrow, and hit it in the bullseye.
But that's the thing.
Because that's why people need to stop trying this.
Grant stared at this. Grant tried, but I didn't realize how hard he tried. Because when he told me, I was like, dude, you got this for me? He goes, yeah. And he goes, let me tell you why I got it. One, I know you like Star Wars. I wanted something that in your house bring. Also, it's not overstated. He's right. It's very bronze.
Okay.
It is just kind of sultry looking.
Hold on.
Yeah.
A bronze Yoda lamp isn't too overstated?
I can't explain how it isn't.
You need to send me a picture so we can put it on the YouTube. Because I can't believe. I am just thinking of like my parents. Like if someone gifted. Is that it?
That's it. You think it's overstated? Shelby's looking at me like he wants to. like he kills me.
I mean, can we put this up on the YouTube or something? Because that is... Greg, that looks like you live in Yoda's shrine.
It blends.
It blends?
I can't explain
What does your apartment look like?
Blends. It's all forestry. I don't think it's wildly out, but he did nail it.
He did. But I'm saying this is why the registry is there, because most people don't nail it.
Right.
You know, and here's my thing. We should get rid of the registry. The registry is stupid.
Why?
Because weddings have changed.
Uh-huh.
You and your wife didn't, get together and then get married. You and your wife didn't date, then hold hands, and then you didn't go to her dad and go, let me take your daughter because I want to deflower her. And then she wore white down the aisle.
He doesn't know English, though. So it was kind of hard. It was a little bit harder.
But I'm saying, like, the idea that you're sending this couple off to live with one another for the first time, so they need new plates and they need new stuff. No, the couples normally, in this day and age, in the American normal that we live in, they're already living together. They already have pots. They already have pans. They already have china. All the shit that you're getting them is like, what, for the fine china for when they entertain? Like, it's from another era. What we should have is a bank account. And you can sign up, and what you do is when you send out the invite, every invite should be color-coded. Mm-hmm. And the color of your invite is the amount of gift that we will allow you to give up to.
Thanks, Rick, to the orange tier.
Right. You have orange tier guests, you got red tier guests, you get blue tier guests.
Yeah.
And the orange tier, you can give up to $50. Mm-hmm. The blue tier, you can give up to $100. Yes.
You go, hey, you're an orange friend?
Yes, you're an orange friend. I'm not expecting anything more. Less, I'm okay with
too. You're like, hey, man, I thought I was a red friend. And you're like,
no, I don't expect that much money from you.
Oh, so, well, you can be a red friend.
Right. You get to, and how much fun is that? Now you get to judge your friends. You can be like, yeah, that's a red friend, that's an orange friend, that's a blue friend. Yeah, and then you say, but they can give less. So you go, you can only give up to $50.
I go the opposite. I say you can't give under.
Well, that's
this is a friendship. Like,
it can go both ways.
Yeah, I would say, like, the shit you've put me through.
Right,
you're red, brother.
But it goes into a bank account, and then the couple can spend it as they want, and they can feel comfortable. The reason we have the registry is because none of us are confident enough to spend money on things ever.
Right.
So we're like, put it in someone else's hands. I would never buy a silver, serving tray, but let them do it so I don't have to deal with the will they, won't they. I just bought a pen the other day. Okay, I bought a pen. Is it out there?
Buying a pen?
I bought the pen's
are
over
free.
there. It's a gorgeous pen. Toss me that pen, Shelby. I just bought this pen. You know how much I've been mad at myself for buying this pen? I went to this flea market. Okay,
Cat's heavy too,
dude. It's made from an oak barrel,
magnet.
So a magnet top, and I was like, I'm going on vacation. Look at you, put on the back, take it for a ride.
Yeah,
right. So I'm like, I'm going on vacation. I want to.
I got it.
Okay, okay.
Good wait.
So I was like, I'm going on vacation. I want to like sit by the pool and write my funnies. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at this thing in the flea market. I'm like, you know what? I'll get a nice pen. I'll get a nice notebook, and now I'll have it on my vacation so that I won't be on my phone. I'll be able to write, my jokes. Mm-hmm. It's a $100 pen.
You paid $100 for that pen?
I paid $100 for that, and I left there going, right, this is the face I was worried about. I am now embarrassed that I've spent this much money on a pen. And I'm going, Jared, what are you, out of your fucking mind? You spent $100 on a pen. What are you doing? You're going to just waste all your money? And if it was on the registry, I wouldn't think twice.
Right.
I wouldn't think of it as a $100 pen. It would be a pen for my wedding.
Yeah.
So the only reason we do this is because we are not confident enough to buy ourselves a silver platter to put our serving, to entertain on. Here's the reality. It should go in the bank. Everyone should get a tier.
Yeah.
The money goes into a bank, and then you go to the registry and you spend as much as you can at the registry with the gun. You do the thing, but then it just comes out of it.
Yeah, I want to add to this pen thing.
Yes.
If I had bought you this $100 pen,
yes,
now it is way more special because
right.
You're like, oh, this is the pen, Greg, because Greg knows I write jokes.
But then I'll go, what is Greg spending $100 on a pen for me for?
Well,
Why
I'm not. I know. But if I could, I would. You know what I mean? But like, or your dad gives you a pen. Like
different
this.
Story. Like if this was engraved, I love you, son.
Yes.
It'd be the first time he told me he loved me.
You should engrave it to yourself. Dude, right? Jared, you love yourself. Get better, dog.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, you should engrave it to yourself.
JTrain podcast at gmail.com. JTrain podcast.
Also, you don't have like a $300 action figure, so who am I ever to judge you?
Well, this is the thing. We all spend money on things that we are not proud of.
Yeah.
that's my point with the registry bank account, where it's like $50 friend, $100 friend. Now you got your little piggy bank. Now you go to Bed Bath & Beyond, you go to Tiffany's, whatever it is, and you go boop, 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 and it drains from the account. Now you don't have rogue Yoda lamp friend buying you bullshit.
I have something for you. Sorry. I'm
Go
sorry
ahead,
to cut you
please.
off. So for Calvin, everyone just gave us gift cards. We had a Target-themed...
Calvin the baby.
Calvin, my baby. We had a Target-themed baby shower, right? So everyone was like...
Did I not know about this baby shower?
It was family only. And it was Tita's side of the family. And it was really close friends.
Oh, my God.
And it was...
Racist. You didn't allow any of the white people.
Well, we didn't do anything like... we're doing a first-year birthday, and you're invited to that.
We'll see. To be continued.
No. And that is way more...
Okay. I have it on tape.
But it was Tita's like friends and family and stuff.
Yeah,
and they
sure.
gave us gift cards. And it was really more for my mom and that shit. But like, we got Target gift cards, which was great because we just go to Target and buy them the things.
For the
he
listeners, Tita's Asian. That's why I said the no whites allowed.
Oh, hilarious. But also, moving. So, but people still went rogue with their gift cards.
Really?
Someone got us a $20. It was like, not 20. I want to say $50 to $75 Netflix gift card.
This is.
Are you out of your mind?
For a 1-year-old.
For us, so that we could watch TV while we're doing this.
No, we want diapers. We want rags. We want.
I've had Anthony DeVito's Netflix password for 15 years. So now I'm going to get off and spend $75.
You're ruining my life.
What are you doing?
You got to do that on stage. It's fucking hilarious. The idea that they're making you now get your own Netflix.
Now I got to get my own.
Yeah,
work
to
for
be able to
Netflix?
use the gift card. No, this is why my bank account theory works, because now in the tiered system, you would say to people, okay, we're having Calvin's first birthday. Jared, you're a green friend, so-and-so. And it would be fun to do to your comedian friends. You can do it based on their success level.
Right.
Michelle is a red friend. She's got to give $1,000.
Yeah.
That we have expectations for a higher, priced friend.
I'll tell you. Never mind.
What happened?
Nope.
Okay. So let's go to the lounge. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. Luxury lounge. We've got the no bidet blues. Jared Feather, my husband and I are not your target demographic. We're in our 40s.
What?
Greg's in his 40s. He's on the show.
Yeah, take pity on me. I let him in here.
I let this old guy in a double XL into this apartment. But let me tell you, we just fucking love you. Well, thank you. The next stand-up show you have in Los Angeles, we are there. On to our complaint. A few years ago, we installed bidets on the toilets in our bathrooms at home. As a result, we use like 40% less toilet paper than before and hardly need wet wipes any longer. Truly a game changer. Our sphincters are sparkling clean, like 2 inches deep. No.
I love it.
I love that. Knowing you're a big advocate of straight male ass play, I'm the Rosa Parks of male ass play, yeah. Hopefully you can appreciate the importance of a sparkling clean butthole. I will say, once you use a bidet once, it is like flying private. You can't go back.
We are hitting on something that there's nothing more that I want to talk about right now because I just had this experience.
Really?
At the place in the Hamptons, they had a heated seat.
Yes.
It was a Toto. I looked it up. It's $300.
Japanese.
Oh, okay.
I think it's Japanese.
Probably. It has the water shoots up and down and rapid fire.
Yep.
There's
settings.
There was nothing more in my life that I want than this.
It is such a luxury for something that we don't need it to be a luxury. It could be
standard.
It should be standard.
It should be standard.
It is wild. I don't know what we've done in this country. Like, there's weird things. I don't know. This must be the Christians, the Catholics the Christians that started this country were like, water shooting into your anus, not on God's time.
Right.
Like, that must have been what happened, because we have held ourselves to some weird standard of toilet paper madness.
Yes.
And we should be living the life of kings and queens.
And let me also say this. I think that 50% is homophobia, but I think there's a 50% of it that you go, so is my butt just going to be wet the whole time? It's not.
It's not being well versed and having no knowledge.
Right.
The lack of knowledge creates fear. Fear creates chaos. Chaos creates wiping until your asshole is bleeding.
Right. But trust me, people, your asshole is not going to be wet the whole day.
We've been fortunate enough to do some traveling this summer and find ourselves in hotels and Airbnbs without bidets. This is, again...
BYOB, bro.
Just
it's the reason it's there.
Bring your own bidet. We should invent that. The traveling bidet.
Portable bidet.
Porta bidet.
The poor bidet, yeah.
Porta bidet. This coupled with the fact that travel often
bidet,
means...
but tomorrow. Sorry.
This coupled with the fact that travel often means change in diet has us wiping with no ability to achieve that pristine level of clean we experience from blasting our anuses with a steady stream of cool, refreshing water. I'm convinced that if every American tried life with a bidet, they would never go back. I totally agree. Writing this on our flight home and cannot wait to reunite our booties with the fountain of goodness. Thank you for reading. A luxury once experienced becomes a necessity. Again, they're right. Once you have it, you can't go back. There's a restaurant called Red Farm, and it's a really good Chinese place. I'm not even sure if it's Chinese. It's just Asian. It's a high-end Asian.
Here we go.
I know. Okay.
Here we go.
Let me walk this back.
Yeah.
No, it's a Red Farm is like a expensive Chinese place. They have a single bathroom, and it's my biggest issue because every time I go, they have a single bathroom with the remote-controlled toilet, but it's a single bathroom, and it's the only one in the whole restaurant.
This is a nightmare.
So you're like, I have to use it, I want to use it, but I'm going to spend 10 to 15 minutes here using the bidet, and now I got a line that's formed in the middle of the restaurant because I'm the one.
50 to 75% of the pleasure of a bathroom is knowing that no one's waiting.
Yes.
If you are waiting, you are taking... If I think that people are waiting for me, you are taking 50 to 75%.
It's brutal.
Of my pleasure away.
I totally agree.
You know what I mean?
That is the number.
Yeah.
It is. And this restaurant, now they're like... It's almost like they're like putting out a whole spread in the bathroom. Then you're like, I want to just try it all. But then there's someone at the door just...
I think there should be a button on the outside of the door.
Yes.
That changes the color of the light in the bathroom to the amount of people who are waiting.
Wow.
So you touch
Great
it,
idea.
blue. 3 people, yellow. Whatever. Right? This way you can go, all right, I can relax or I cannot relax.
I think you should get 5 minutes from first knock.
Yeah.
So even your color idea, love it. We've done a color idea with the gifts.
Well, you're telling me you're ripping me off.
No, well,
Yeah. But the light in the bathroom
I like the
changes.
idea of a button being pressed. Now you have a digital clock on the wall that counts down from 5
and
minutes.
And they play music when they're counting you off at the Oscars.
Yes. Now
They wrap
sweet
it up.
music is playing, wrap it up music. And as the countdown goes, you're looking at it. And listen, you might get off before 5 minutes, but the minute it gets to 0, he's shitting, he's shitting. It starts telling the whole restaurant someone's taking a shit.
It starts flushing for you, to let
Yes.
you know. Let me tell you, this is an idea that I have invented. This is a thing I sell on my website. They're Greg Stone out-of-order signs. Now, what you do with them is you take a bunch of them,
Okay.
when you go to the bathroom, you just slap one of these out-of-order signs on the door. This way, no one's bothering you.
It's a good idea. It's truly a good idea. Yeah, put it with like a hanger, like they do the do not disturb thing. You just put it on the door handle.
Yep.
Out of order, and then no one's ever going to bother you.
No
People
one's gonna
go
take your time.
because people look and go, oh, and then go back to their seat.
Yep.
People don't have to shit as much as they think they have to shit.
You can hold it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
JTrain podcast at gmail.com here with Greg Stone.
Also, real quick, just to add,
Yeah.
big thing I always say whenever I take a long time in the bathroom, I always walk out and I go, "Thing's broken, but I fixed it. Don't worry." This way, if it takes a long
It's a
time,
good line. I on dates I'll say, man, that was the longest piss I've ever taken.
90 minutes.
Yeah, that's right. New record. And then I pull up my phone.
Well, if you get back and she says, "New record," that's funny.
I'm like, are we meant to be? Luxury Lounge, rescinded job interview.
Ooh.
Dearest Board Lord, I found your podcast on TFM at way too young an age, but I think it's helped shape me into the realistic, if somewhat cynical woman I am today. Wow. That's way back when you were first coming on. On to my luxury complaint. I graduated into the pandemic and took the first job I could. It's got no room for growth, but it pays very well for an entry-level position in my field, and moving in with my parents to wait for a better offer wasn't an option. Now that the restrictions in the tri-state area have loosened, I've started aggressively applying to better jobs. Last Wednesday, my dream company reached out to schedule an interview for Monday. I spent the weekend studying up on the brand's current marketing strategies, doing a social media audit and competitive analysis so they know that they know I know my shit, and planning to work from home so my boss doesn't suspect anything when I disappear in the afternoon. So they've made all the appropriate arrangements. Yeah. Then Monday comes, and 2 hours before my interview, I get an email saying they've canceled the interview because they extended an offer to another candidate. What the fuck? The kicker is the hiring manager starts off the interview with, "I hope you had a nice weekend," screenshot attached. I don't know. And then they write, "I don't know. I spent it preparing for this interview and fantasizing about putting in my 2 weeks to the miserable fucks at my current job. So you tell me how nice it was." With all the layoffs happening and the oncoming recession, I feel bad complaining about this shit when I have a job, but I just feel so let on. I had a job offer rescinded once before, but a rescinded job interview is a new level of discouraging. TIA, Thank you in advance for reading, and I hope you and your esteemed guest, or Shelby, have some insight into this BS. One jaded corporate girly. Do we have a screenshot or do we not? They claim that, no, they said in the screenshot that they said, what do you think? A rescinded job interview?
Two things. I just read something about how there's a new thing now where people are rescinding like job offers. So people are like quitting jobs, and then someone went into it. I think I read it, and someone said they had rescinded the full job. And it was like, yo, I quit my job.
For this.
You can't do that. And this lawyer went, hey, if this happens, you can sue. So I don't think you can sue for a job interview. But they should offer two things, I would agree.
Okay.
One is do the interview anyway. Don't tell them. Because, look, they're not going to know the other people.
Give me the practice.
Also, yeah.
And also do me the favor of lying to me. Don't make me feel like I wasted my whole life. I got the interview. I got to meet you. Maybe this turns into, I really like that person. Then now I know for the next time. Now we don't have to go through this type of stuff.
Right. Maybe you go maybe the job goes, that new person didn't work out. Guess what? I did like this.
They're ready.
Two. We're ready. We got these other people.
That is the thing where you realize how disposable you are. That's the real issue here, is that, like, yeah, you might have hired someone, but you don't even want to meet me.
Right.
I'm a good person. I'm a good candidate. You thought enough of me to invite me in.
Right.
Why not have the interview? Lie to my face. Let's just go through the walk of this, let's dance.
Right. I think what they should have did was, hey, we'd love to still meet you. We do believe that we may have a candidate. If you're still interested, come on in. They should leave it open to be like, just let me, because I want to just go in there, like, let me, maybe I'll beat that guy.
Well, here's the other thing. Everyone talks about networking, and it's all such bullshit. This is the real version of networking. It's someone in your industry who you can press palms with, get to know, and then they might go, you know what? There's another hiring manager at this other company.
Yes.
I'm really close with them. They've moved on from here. Momentum creates momentum.
Right.
This was someone going,
right,
stiff-armed you. And that's what sucks, because sometimes just going through the process is a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm with this person. And plus, preparing the whole weekend, getting ready.
It's better versus not wasting your weekend, wasting the day. That
also the dreamland. This ruins the dream. Let me dream, and then turn me down and say, "Hey, you were a great," and you can turn me down in a way. You were a great interview. We absolutely enjoyed you. You're in my book. I know that means nothing. I know that right now in the grand scheme of life, you might say, "What the fuck? Who cares that I met you?" But we hired someone that was already working here. We had a pre-existing relationship with. That happens,
right?
But you're in our Rolodex. Like, that would have been nice to hear.
I applied. I sent in a bunch of scripts for a sketch show 10 years ago or something. When I first started like submitting, and I had no idea it was good. Whatever. I didn't get the job. But I got an email from the showrunner who went, "Hey, we couldn't give you the job, but I want to let you know this stuff was unbelievable.
Made your life.
It bought me 6 years in this business."
I totally agree with that. That is you bring up a really good point.
Yeah.
Because the people who listen to this, they don't know this isn't a comedy podcast.
Sure.
But like when a TV show gets created, they're like, okay, we're gonna make a TV show. They put together a writing room, and then they say we're having open submissions for our writing room. Let's talk about a Saturday Night Live, so to speak. And there's certain shows that everyone finds out about, and everyone's submitting, and it's basically a little project. They give you like. They'll be like, hey, write 10 jokes, 10 current events jokes, write 3 scripts for a sketch, and invent a commercial, whatever. And you'd go home and you do a little project and you write it up, and it takes a long time.
A long time.
And there's a moment in the middle of writing these, they call them, what do they call them?
Like a packet.
Packets. They call them packets. There's a moment in the middle of the packet where you have this moment of doubt where you go, who's even going to look at this? Mm-hmm. You send it in, you get no answers, you get no, that was really funny, and you go, I just want someone to go, I read it.
Right.
Like at the very least.
Yep.
And, I just want to be acknowledged that I even existed.
Yeah.
And I had one time where I wrote and I didn't do very many packets. I was always like doing the podcast, and you have to put your time somewhere. Like you either put in the podcast.
And the packets are bullshit, because if you don't know someone who's working there, 99% of the time they're not reading.
But that's the frustrating part is they tell you do every packet, because there'll be a point where someone that you'll have a packet already ready from all the past packets you read. But you kind of get discouraged. You go, I've written 70 packets and no one's ever called me on one of them. I just keep writing new ones because I assume they're not good enough.
I assume they're not good.
That's right. So why would I reuse the not good ones? So, but they tell you to keep writing them. And so it's this weird thing, and that you go, and I remember there was one time that someone read my packet and I did get a call just like you're talking about. Mm-hmm. And they were like, I didn't know you had it in you.
I know who. I bet I know who it was, because I had a conversation about someone about how great your packet was.
And I was like, it was like, finally.
Yep.
I was like, oh, I am okay at this.
Yeah.
And that's why this interview, just going through the process of going to her dream company and sitting in front of those people and being in that chair, and you go, they know, oh, I'm good enough to be in this chair, even to get the conversation. It changes your whole mindset. So I would say to this person, you should think positively of this. You were accepted by the company that you loved, that you were ready, and you were going to get that job. And you were supposed to be in that chair, which means you could be in any chair. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. We got time for one more, Shelby. I'm going to give dealer's choice. Or not dealer, I'm the dealer.
Okay, that's true. Yeah,
I'm dealing out the emails.
It's Greg's choice.
Greg's choice. Okay, I'll give you three choices. Going green, traveling with moms, basement brunch.
I go basement brunch.
Okay. Jared, I'm a new fan of the podcast and I absolutely love it. I'll get right to my complaint. My husband and I went to a brunch spot at one of our favorite spots this weekend. The restaurant has 2 floors. The top level is bright with tons of seating and natural light, and the bottom level is a windowless basement that has nighttime seductive vibes. It reminds me of the kind of place a guy would take his mistress to. When we get there for brunch, it was still pretty early and therefore pretty empty. So I was surprised and irritated when the hostess seated us in the basement area. I almost wanted to ask to sit on the top level, but that felt petty. So I resigned myself to the basement brunch where I could barely see my husband. At a minimum, I feel like the restaurant should try to change the decor downstairs to match the vibes upstairs so you don't feel like you're eating your 11 a.m. brunch in the red light district. Appreciate the chance to complain. Thanks. Totally agree with this complaint.
Yeah.
I would have moved.
Yeah. I would have said, oh, we don't want it. I'm at that age now where I go, I don't like this chair.
No.
It's fine. I'll go somewhere else.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's get up. I've done this.
Restaurant is... what is it? What's the area? What are you saying? Like that's part of it. What is it?
The ambiance.
The ambiance.
The ambiance is a part of the experience.
50%.
I was in Pittsburgh. I'll never forget it. We go to this place. My friend's like, come meet me at this place. We go to this place, Italian place. I walk in. Mm-hmm. It's bumping. Music's bumping. There's a guy behind the bar. There's an ambiance. Mm-hmm. They're slugging pizzas. They're bringing out wines. Everyone's drinking middle of the day. Mm-hmm. My friends walk in. I go, I look at them. I go, this is great. The hostess looks at us. She goes, okay, let's go. Starts walking upstairs. I go, where the fuck you going? She goes, we got reservations down here. I go, it's half empty. What are you talking about? We want to be down here.
Yeah.
Brings us upstairs to a top floor that we are the only ones. It's just us in the corner of a 75 seat upstairs. And now it's just us 3.
No,
forced to have, it was my friend and his wife and me. I like them, but it was like you could hear like the forks and knives. The music's gone. We don't have enough to talk about.
Yeah.
To sit with an ambiance that is nothing. We need the bright lights. We need the skylight coming in. Mm-hmm. We don't want to be in a basement, especially brunch. Brunch, you're there to enjoy the day, to say, I am out here. I am living. I'm daytime drinking. I want to see the daylight. And to me, you don't change the ambiance of downstairs. You don't seat people downstairs.
No.
Brunch is meant to be had with the sky above you and a mimosa in your hand.
Absolutely. And I have 2 brunch ideas I want to sell you.
Please.
If that's okay.
I think we agree on this note. The luxury lounge is about fresh ideas.
So I am in the business of restaurants. And that's not true at all.
I would say you are completely not in the business of restaurants. You have a lot of ideas for restaurants. Okay.
That also would never work. But I love coming up with these restaurant ideas.
Listen, there's a restaurateur that is listening right now, or a future restaurateur, that this idea might do something good for them. So go ahead.
So I've had 2. I'm going to pitch this one first. And this is now you have to stay on board because, listen, there's a couple twists at the end. Okay?
So I'm an investor. You're pitching me as a Shark Tank thing? Okay.
Yes. Okay. So this is a restaurant called Happy Birthday, where you come, it's someone in your party's birthday.
Okay.
Surprise. Everyone in the restaurant says, happy birthday. They all walk around and go, hey, Jimmy, happy birthday. There's a big surprise. It's a whole thing. They bring you birthday cake, the whole thing, right?
Okay.
So you could just it's like Friday Night Energy on a Wednesday morning. It's birthday energy, not on your birthday.
So the theme of the restaurant is birthday. Someone at your table is going to be the birthday boy or girl or whatever, and it doesn't have to be their birthday. You can just come on any day, and you'll get a birthday.
Yeah, and I'll say this, though. It's kind of weird to invite your friends and be like, hey, we're going for my birthday. It's like...
So this is like a Renaissance fair... But for birthdays. This is like, what is the call with the kings, where the jousting?
Yes. It's like medieval times.
This is medieval times for birthdays.
We encourage you to come on your own, to come by yourself, no friends, and then we are your friends. You get the entire...
So you're trying to corner the market of lonely. You're trying to say, lonely people, if you got no one for your birthday, there's always a place you can show up on your birthday and have a great time and be celebrated. I love it.
So what you think right now is that I'm selling the experience of your birthday, but I am not.
Okay.
I am selling the experience of what a guy would feel like who goes to a restaurant where everyone is pretending it's their birthday. Because what really is going to happen, he's going to go there. They're all being like, happy birthday. He's like, what the fuck am I doing? That's what I'm selling. That feeling. The feeling of you being like, man, this is weird. I don't know why I did this for myself.
I need to reconnect with my family. I need to start calling my friends more. I need to put more time and energy into my relationships. So you're basically... So in my mind, this was, hey, if you're alone on your birthday, you have a place to go.
And it's great and you're having a good time.
You're looking at it from the other side of this, where it's like, hey, if you need a reminder about the relationships in your life and the lack of them,
come here.
And come to this place. And it's this. This is the Scrooge McDuck. This is Scrooge. You're getting
rock bottom.
This is getting visited by one of the ghosts of Christmas future.
You paid to have fake people pretend it's your birthday. Maybe it's time to call your mom.
Okay. Make up with your mom.
Yeah.
Get back with your ex. Okay.
Second idea.
Okay.
This is something I've been pushing for a while.
Okay.
Sorry.
We might have, this might have to be the videos. Greg's restaurant ideas, restaurant pitch, Shark Tank.
You've had the best. Now try the worst. Gross. My restaurant is called Gross.
Okay.
Where everyone's trying to get the best food they've ever had.
Sure.
But have you ever had
the worst
food you've ever had in your life? This is bringing the floor down.
Okay.
Because life is about the full range. And we're going to bring you all the way to the bottom.
So everything on the menu is the worst version of the food that you have ordered.
Worse. We put ketchup in your water. You want some tap water?
Well, it's got to be edible.
Sure,
I'm on board for the birthday one. This one,
gross. We promise you won't get sick. That's the bottom thing.
I liked where you were going. The idea of like, this is like Dick's Last Resort. Like the joke is you're going to a restaurant that sucks.
You know, when you go to that restaurant, and everyone they all curse at you and they scream
that's
at
Dick's
you.
Last Resort.
Oh,
that's
that's
what I'm talking. Yeah.
I don't know.
What did you think I just said?
I wasn't listening. But yeah, I guess we're like mean to you. It's like, well, if we could sell mean to you, let's sell also. Oh man, that is like you laugh about how bad it is.
How about my idea for a restaurant?
Okay, tell me.
Okay, it's called Cocktail Hour.
Okay,
you're allowed to show up for an hour. Every hour, you gotta leave. It's a pregame spot.
Okay.
Every hour we do a new seating, but there's no seating. Pass around hors d'oeuvres, open bar. You pay on the way in. You walk in. You start picking. Every hour there's a different theme for types of food, but you only get an hour, and you just there mingling, drinking, having a good time.
I love it.
Right.
I love it because there's a timeline which makes it more fun.
Yeah.
Because you got to go.
You got to go. So like, and it's like the Bellagio fountains.
Yes.
Every hour, 8 o'clock.
Changes.
We got to change it. Get out of here.
What
Where
if,
you
what
got a
if
new
it's-
show.
Let me add to that.
Yeah.
What if you be pushed into another room where there's a different thing? So cocktail hour. Now we push you into
like
dinner
that.
hour.
See, I
'Cause
like
we
that.
keep their money.
Well, you go cocktail hour, and then you have to buy tickets. So you buy tickets to cocktail hour. That's $50. If you want the dance floor, which is in the back room, so the back room,
It looks like a wedding.
Yeah. So we could call it wedding.
Sure, love it.
So you show it. So it's a 3-tiered room. I like where we're going. You can buy 3 tickets, 3 versions of tickets. The first is a $50 ticket. All you can eat the cocktail hour, 1 hour, get out. You get a wristband. Different color wristband. You get to go to the dance floor. So now you go to the next room. Now there's an open bar.
Love it.
You've paid $100. $125 gets you to the third room, dessert room. Now you get the dessert room, after dinner wines, liqueurs,
Love it.
those types of things. Then you're out.
I love
Goes
it.
all night.
I love it.
Right?
I love it. I have something. I'm so sorry.
There it is.
I know that I'd like to press on time, but this is something I needed to bring up to you.
Please.
Very importantly from before. And I almost forgot. I'm so happy I brought of this because you are in the dating apps game. You know about the dating apps.
I've recently deleted the apps because I'm going to Nice and I want to be
Sure.
fresh. But I know
But
that. I know the
them
game
more
Yeah.
than me. So I came up
A
with
little
this-
bit more than you.
Yeah. Tell me if this is a horrible idea.
Okay.
Because I think this is a dating app I think would work. It's a dating app, but both of you are given a challenge, right? So like your challenge is like you got to tell them that your dad was in the Kinks. Like here's a
The Kinks?
Just a band, just come up with it gives you a random ass challenge where it's like
To achieve on the date.
that is goofy. Like wear this dumbass hat. That's your challenge.
See-
hang on.
Okay.
Let me get through.
Please.
Right? Both people are given a challenge. Now, if the person guesses your challenge,
Ooh.
you have to pay for dinner.
I like this because here's the issue that first came to mind that I was going to say before you got to the end was that women don't want to be on a farce. They take it most of the time.
Yeah.
They're taking it a little seriously. They're seeing that they're going out with someone who checks a box that could be, a real relationship. And this is why when men show us their dating app profiles, when we do makeovers on the show,
Yeah.
a lot of them look like they're rushing a fraternity.
Yeah.
And it's like no, you're fooling around too much. People want to see a real human.
Right.
This takes the reality of it, but I do like the idea that the date is like you've taken the pressure off of where you're from, what does your family do, with this one type of scavenger hunt.
Yes.
So to
one little
speak.
goal, one little goofy thing.
Yeah, one goofy
It's
thing.
fun for people to do.
Right.
Like if you can you have to not steal her wallet, but do a thing that's silly.
Yeah.
That's fun.
So what would end up happening, because for every action there's a reaction, if my silly thing was to say, order the dessert.
Right.
That was my silly thing.
Order dessert before the appetizer.
Or whatever it is. I would come in a big sombrero
To throw them off.
to throw them off.
Yeah.
Because I want them paying for the date.
Yes.
Part of the game is getting
I
them.
didn't think of this. I love this.
because you want them to be distracted.
Well, you just actually hit on something. The only problem I had with this app idea is that if you actually just normally wear a goofy ass hat, and
That's the
someone
problem.
goes, "Is that hat the challenge?" You go, "No, I thought I looked good." That's a problem.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, then
Because if you're on a date and the woman goes, "It's the shirt. That shirt's ugly as fuck. I knew it. I knew
Yeah.
you were gonna. Oh, that shirt, you got me." And they're like, "Oh, my mom got me this shirt. I thought it looked good. She said I looked handsome." Yeah, you'd be fucked. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's fun. I mean,
That is fun.
You could contour these challenges to be things that are just really fun to do. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I feel like they should put more challenges into the dating app to make the
I think
dates
you're right.
more fun.
And to entice, because the problem with dating apps right now is no one's leaving the couch. Everyone's just kind of
Yeah.
Everyone's waiting for someone to make a move, and the move might be different for everybody. Because the move on the male side is you're waiting for the woman to go, "Let's just get a little drunk and make out." You're
Right.
looking for a little wildness. From the woman's side, you're looking for the guy to make a plan and say, "Hey, meet me out tonight at 8 o'clock. I got a great place for drinks." There's people looking for someone to do something. This would entice something to happen.
Something.
Yes.
Something. And I want to sell them, even if the date is bad, you had fun.
I think we need to bring Greg back on once every couple months with Greg's ideas.
Oh, yeah.
And you pitch me on ideas
Yeah, I'd love to
like
do that.
this.
Yeah.
JTrain podcast@gmail.com. Greg Stone, thank you for coming on. Always a blast.
Thanks,
No
that was
KP.
fun. No KP, buddy.
Go
Okay,
follow Greg at Greg F. Stone. Friday Night Greg. That's the podcast. Okay. Are you get your earphones charged? The hour of charging on the AirPods. Go follow Greg at Greg F. Stone. I'm Jared Freid. We're here every Thursday in the lounge. Keep sending your emails. We'll be back next episode. Boom.